Hello everyone and welcome back to the ETAP course. So now we are going to enter in another new chapter, which will be the DC load flow. So we are going to, let's say, extend our skills, and we will also update and upgrade our diagram, and we are going to insert some DC elements, the basics ones, so you can learn how to perform beside the AC load flow. You can also learn to perform the DC flow. So before going to that, we need to make sure to explain, let's say, two of the main errors that every one of you maybe have occurred when you do a lot of load flow based on DC or the AC load flow. So imagine now that if you go here to the DC load flow and you see maybe the same you see the same icons that we saw for the PQ load flow. So first of all, we're going to perform a normal load flow, and we see that we have a lot of parameters and it's functioning correctly. So if we go, for example, to DC, and we can go and see, we'll find those two big errors that says that the system has no swing power grid or generators, and the system has no energized branches, cables, line independence. Many of you have seen this error even if you go to the DC here and maybe you insert an inverter or you insert the DC bus and everything, so you can still see the error. So even if we extend a little bit here our diagram, and for example we insert here and let's say we're going to put an inverter, and then we are going to put a DC bus. So remember that the DC elements are from to the right side here, and we just connect also here, and so we see that the bus bar is 0.6, so we can connect whenever we want, and we can go to the DC bus and say that we are going to operate at least 400 volt, and the inverter here will be, DC will be 400 and the low voltage should be 0.6. and even if you insert here swing and you do everything, like you go to rating for 50 kilowatts and everything, the loading is correct, you also insert a load here, or it can be a lumped load. A lumped load is nothing more than a representative load of a multiple load converted together. It's not just a load like a resistance or just something like a light, but it's a more complex load. And if you go to the DC load, both in the DC and AC flow, you'll see that it's a dynamic load that you can perform dynamic simulation, and it moves in time. So this load is a representative of a more complex load itself. It's not just a single resistive, pure resistive or active or reactive load. So even if you go now and you perform the DC load flow, you will get errors. So many of you have tried. So I'm doing this parenthesis just to answer one of the questions that you may have. That's okay, I see those two errors here. How can I'm going to solve? So the thing is that when we perform a load flow, we need to have some things in common, and those things are energizing. So you need to have a generator, like in a grid. We need to have our house connected to the main system, otherwise we cannot have electricity, we cannot have energy, and we need to have the house itself of the energizing impedance lines and everything. So if you don't have this source power, and if you don't have the consumer of the power, you cannot perform load flow. The same that we did here with the power grids, that we put it on swing, voltage control and everything. The inverter, that you maybe have seen some examples, the inverter cannot just act like it, because it's acting like a swing to the operation mode of AC. So you need to energize the DC part. So you go here again and you delete the inverter. Inverter sometimes is used only if you have like a PV or something, and you go to the so-called charger, In order, you can put an interruptible power supply, but I would like to go with a charger, like with a battery charger, or an inverter to act like a battery. And you like to connect that here. So make sure that you connect the specific, let's say, DC bus with the AC bus. And let's see what the charger offers to us. So first of all, we're going to set the charger name, or get a DC supplier. And the rest will be like data type estimation, priority 3-phase. And let's go to the rating. It will be in megawatt or kilovolt ampere, so we like to be with at least 50 kilovolt ampere reactive. And it will automatically find its own, do its own calculation. So this is how much the DC rating will be, because this is the AC side, and if this is the full current here, and this is how much is going to input with voltage. If you change the voltage, it's going to output more power, and so on. You can also we can also define some short circuit power here, and we would like to do this in the next lecture when we perform the DC short circuit. And nothing to touch now for the harmonics and for the rest of the options. So here, if we go again, now we need to put 400 here, and in the lump load we need to have, for example, the rating, and this will be our DC load. And the rating will be like at least 10, and this is how much will be the current. So if we click OK and we try now, let's see what error it's going to give. It will ask that there is no, we need to insert a cable here. So the load can be connected very easily with a cable, DC cable, because a DC cannot be connected directly like transformers or the others, and it needs a cable. So you go here and put a DC cable exactly when it's lightning here, and you see that it's connected. So in the cable we need to go to the library. DC cables also have their own library. So we'll find for a kilovolt, which is very low, at least we need to find something that is 0.3 at least, or 0.6. And this is for the frequency of 50 Hz. So let's go at the beginning, and we select something that is 3-phase, and we click OK. The length will be at least like 100 meters. So in order we can have some to compensate some losses here, or some over currents. And we go again to the DC load flow, and now we have successfully performed here. We can see which option to display. So we can see, for example, the AC/DC, the ratings, everything. It will complicate a little bit the diagram, but it will show everything that you can have. So this is how much is the current here, and we can also put reports and do the same that we performed the load flow. So this is how we now have built successfully a DC, let's say, load flow system. So thank you very much, and see you to the next lecture.